We hear all the time about emotional intelligence and the value of having emotional intelligence, and it is really the foundation of everything good in our life that we want to have, especially a relationship. So if you are struggling and you're not quite sure if you have mastered the 5 pillars of emotional intelligence, which means that you have mastered emotional intelligence and you are secure with that, and you firmly believe in yourself when it comes to these things. Number one are social skills. You are able to create and maintain relationships in a healthy way. That means no triggers, no, bad things. That you are able to have a healthy relationship. That doesn't mean that there's never a disagreement. It means that you know how to circumvent bad things from happening by using your intelligence and your self-control. Self-awareness, super important. I preach this all the time. It's important that you know yourself very well, inside and out, honestly and completely, because then you know what your triggers are, the things that upset you are, how to regulate yourself and your emotions. If you know yourself really well, then you can avoid the things that trigger you or may trigger you. The next one is decision making. You are able to make good decisions, positive decisions in a healthy way, and you are able to accept the consequences of those decisions, whether they're good or bad. The next one is self-regulation, and this one's tough for a lot of people. It kind of sometimes requires some testing to make sure that you really are able to self-regulate. And what I mean by self-regulate is, we all have our pet peeves, we all have our breaking points, we all have our things that make us angry or sad or, whatever. But you are able to self-regulate your emotions. Meaning, if something triggers you, you are able to identify it. Okay, this is a trigger for me. I'm going to take a step back and remove myself from the situation for a few minutes until I gather myself. And if need be, you will explain it that this was a trigger and, handle it like an adult. The next one is empathy. This means that you're comfortable with hearing a bad thing or a difficult thing that somebody's going through. You're able to understand it, and if they have a counter statement or opinion, that you are able to accept that without a quote-unquote fight or an argument or a trigger or something that is negative. The key to, all self-regulation is keeping yourself in a positive place, centered. It doesn't mean that you have to be happy and jovial all the time, because that's not real. But centered means that you're kind of in neutral territory, and you may be not happy, but you are able to regulate yourself to keep yourself centered. If you can keep yourself centered even during the difficult times, that's a huge win. It's not always easy, and I understand that, but keeping yourself centered is the objective always. And if you are able to regulate yourself, that's the big part of this. And then you have to kind of, go through the process. It's on this video of how to ensure that you are mastering the 5 pillars of emotional intelligence. And if you are, good for you. If not, keep working towards the goal, because you can get there. Good luck.